came to me on.
Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect and all the brothers pushing this work in sincerity and in truth. This is Brother Tamayan from James, Toronto, coming at you with another video. All right, so this is taken from TikTok. I was going through TikTok and I ran into this girl right here. This woman, I think she's from the islands. I think St. Vincent, right? And I've noticed a trend. All these Caribbean women that made their way, Slovakia, to North America, whether it be Canada or America or England, anywhere there's um, the rulership of Esau, they automatically adopt to the environment, and this is what women do, right? Um, she goes to the Caribbean, you know, or let's say she was living in the Caribbean. They would know that a man, has multiple wives or whatever, multiple women in his life. But as soon as they come to Canada or America, you see the switch up. They automatically turn into Edomite women, where they're telling the man, oh, you cannot have another woman. You cannot talk to other women, right? When I say talk, I'm not talking about like can't have friends or whatever the case may be. Even that's the case for some men, right? But they're telling you can't have a so-called side piece. Mind you, um, these women are the ones who withhold sex from you, right? Because of the situation that we're in. We're living in Esau's land. So these women, they literally adopted the way and the mindset of the Edomite woman. She's a single mother of 4 or 5, right? And she still wants to come to the relationship with a man, right? And act like she's all, like she never, like she not ran through. I would say like that, like she not ran through. Okay, there's nothing wrong with a single mother. There's nothing wrong with a woman who has children, right? Because that's what she was put on the earth to do. But the problem is this: the disconnect is when they come to the relationship or come to a man, and then they still try to demand things as if they're brand new, right? You as a single mother of 4 or 5, whatever the case may be, you should come to a man and knowing that he's doing you a favor, right? Because you have multiple children. Like I said, it's not a bad thing, but in this case, right? In all cases, the man is the prize, whether they want to believe that or not. But I brought it up to say that in our kingdom, okay, um, monogamy will be done away with. The kingdom to come will not be a monogamous um, uh, union between the man and the woman. The woman will be 100% monogamous, and the man will be polygynous. Okay, so this is the words of this wise Benjamite, uh, and me saying wise, that's in 100% sarcasm. Okay, so the only thing that's gonna prevent these women from flapping their mouth the way they do is a natural disaster from the heavenly Father, right? Or Esau closing his fist and turning it into a closing his hands, turning it into a fist, and bringing out the swords, right? Isaiah 4:1 will be in full effect, and it's gonna be on this side, right? Listen to what she has to say.
On my live and said that all men, he said, all men or majority of men cannot just have one woman. They'll always have to have a side piece, a girl, another one, or at some point in their marriage or relationship, they'll need to go step out. So,
because the thing is with these women, they seem to think that the word marriage means a man, um, one man, one woman, and that's it for life. No, it's one woman, right, and one husband for life for you. But the husband is always allowed, according to the heavenly Father's according to the Heavenly Father's words. This is what marriage is. Okay, it's a bond between a man and a woman. Yes, but that man can also bond with other women. Okay, all our forefathers did that. When you go into the Bible, and the funny thing is, this is how you know the men of the Bible are our people, because the men of the Bible, they never had one woman. The prophets and stuff like that, they had one woman. When it comes to the kings and the working man and the highborns, they had multiple wives, and I'll prove that to you. Okay, but listen to the mindset of these women that's in the West. Mind you, look, I'm not judging her because she has tattoos. She doesn't know any better, right? But these things are indicators, right? This is a woman that that has 4 children, but she's still demanding what a 19-year-old demands. Well, a 19-year-old doesn't demand much, but this is the thing. They seem to think that the more experience they have, the more valuable they have, but which is not true. The more value they have, Salakia. Okay, listen to her.
I'm asking TikTok, is this true? Because obviously y'all know this is a single mom house. We're trying to figure out if it's even worth going out there again.
I advise you to not go out there again, okay? Because you should be with the man that have you pregnant or have multiple children with you. And I can bet you 100% the reason why they broke up, so called, right, which that man's your husband, whether you think you guys are divorced or not, okay, according to Heavenly Father's laws, that's who you should be with, right? But I can guarantee you that that man that she broke up with, her ex-husband, right? Um, he probably stepped out and slept with another woman, and she found out, and she ended the whole thing, only to start over again with another man who's going to do the same thing. So this is her advice to herself. Listen to her.
And if y'all are telling me that all men need to have a side chick, as I said, I will start dating a dog.
Did you hear that? She would start dating a dog, which most of you women be dating your dogs anyways. I don't trust women with dogs. I don't date women with dogs. Like if a woman has dogs, I will not date you. I will not touch you. I don't want to be anywhere close to you in an intimate setting, right? Um, but this is the advice that this woman with 4 children, mind you, 4 to 5 children, right? And this pride will be broken. Okay, she'd rather date a dog, like not knowing. These women, listen, man. Dogs are the most non uh uh monogamous animals on the planet. Okay, this is how low the mindset of a woman is in this time, right? She rather date a dog. Okay, a dog is like the most one of the lowest animals that the Heavenly Father made, because everything is made good, right? But a dog has its the benefits of being on the planet Earth, right? He's an alarm system, right? He's a protector of the yard, where these people put their dogs in their houses and all that stuff. But that's the mindset of these women in the West. They rather date the lowest animal on the planet Earth, besides the pig, right? Than to for you to have another woman, right? And this is all pride, because everything is good now. Everything is good now. When this society crumbles, you'll see women like this. They're gonna change the tune in the blink of an eye. Okay. So you having another woman is the end all be all for these women. The straw that breaks the camel's back. Mind you, they're not coming to you as virgins. They're not coming to you. Even women who are on podcasts talking about how much of a whore they are, but when they're in a relationship, the man can't do anything other than be with them, right? So this is delusion, and this is pride, and this is the mindset of these women in the West. Let's go into the scriptures, by the way. Let's go to Hebrews. The Hebrews. Um, the Hebrews marriages. So like, yeah, marriages. Let's see what the Bible got. Let's see what the Bible got to say. You know what? Sorry. The Hebrew. The Hebrews. Yeah. Polygyny. Polygynous marriages. It says here, the Israelite background, not no Jewish, because the Jewish is not in the Bible. Torah contains a specific regulation that applies to polygyny, a male with multiple wives. Even as Exodus 20 and 10, if he take another wife for himself, her food and her clothing and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. Okay, this is in the Bible, because most of these women thinks that they're so-called Christians. She said she went on a date with a Christian man and the Christian man was deceitful. Listen, our biology trumps religion any day, right? A man will, if he's in that position, marry another woman if he can. Okay, this society makes men in general neutered, really. Polygyny in Judaism, Let's see what it says here. I just read it. I'll just read the top. While women have never been permitted to have more than one husband, in Israelite law, the Hebrew Bible describes several men as having more than one partner. Okay, Jacob, our forefathers, Jacob, Isaac, no, not Isaac, sorry, Abraham, Jacob, David, Solomon, right? Um, who else? Gideon, right? Gideon had many wives, right? I think he had 70 wives, something like that. Judges 8 and 30. Gideon had 70 sons. He had many wives, okay? If you have 70 sons, and then even counting the daughters, all right? Gideon got busy. And his concubine, who was in Shechem, also bore him a son and called him, that's going into that story where Gideon's son got wicked, right? One of them was, I think, murdering all their brothers, right? That's just one account, right? Let's get Gideon, all Gideon's wives, okay? On your life, Gideon's wives. Let's go into the book of Judges. I got nothing but time. Okay. Let's go into the New King James Version. Judges 8 and 30. Gideon had 70 sons who were his own offspring, for he had many wives, and his concubine who was in Shechem, where my son, his name was called Abimelech. Okay. So Gideon had many wives and concubines. All right. These are Israelite men. Why do you think the so-called black man, the Native American man, and the Negro, the Latino man, don't have one woman? Because that's in our DNA, right? Men in general, most husbands, that's so-called husbands, right? In this society, they want multiple wives, but they're afraid. One, right? They're afraid to even bring it up. Not even these black women, even Muslim women are fighting against this, and this is like directly in their religion. So it's not just against polygyny. It says your rights in multi-religious society. In 2013, survey found that 91.7% of Muslim women nationwide saying a Muslim man should not be allowed to have another wife, while married to the first. See? So these women are going against what men set in stone. This is all feminism, really. And it's crept into these women's mind, and that poison, this wine has them drunk. These women are drunk, right? But
This
back to this woman right here, right? She literally thinks that she's worth more than what she's worth, man. That's all it comes down to, right? Um, you're not gonna be first in a relationship with her, right? It's impossible, right? And she's asking questions that she already know the answers to. She knows men have other women or want other women. She's a grown ass woman. She's in her 30s. She's just trying to make content. She already know the answer to the question she's asking, right? You're not a little child. You already know what's going on. You know you're not new to this country. You've been here for many years, right? You have four daughters. So what are you talking about? Okay, let's get it in Exodus. If he taketh another wife, Exodus 1:21 and 10. Um, and this is in our law. And don't tell me this is the Old Testament, because the Old Testament applies to the New Testament, right? If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. Okay? Let's go into the book of Hannah. Okay? Hannah. That's the Hannah was married to a man. I said the book of Hannah. Sorry about that. Hannah was married to a man, an Israelite man, and guess what happened? He had two wives, okay? And Hannah prayed. This is 1 Samuel 2, 1 and 2. And Hannah prayed, and my heart rejoiced. Okay, let me see. Let me find that. Uh, Let me read the whole thing, because I can go an hour with this. My heart rejoiceth in the Lord. Mine horn is exalted in the Lord. My mouth is enlarged over mine enemies, because I rejoice in thy salvation. There is none holy as the Lord, for there is none beside thee, neither is there any rock like our power. Right? Take no more so exceedingly proud. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth. Let the Lord in his is a power of knowledge, right? For the Lord is a power of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. Okay, let me drop down to this is Hannah praying, right? Okay, hold on. Let's put Hannah mocked. First Samuel 1. Sorry about that. 1 on 1. Let's drop down to 6. Says here, all right. This is First Samuel 1 and 2, and 1 on 1. Now there was a certain man of Ramah the Mozophim of Mount Ephraim, right? And his name was Elkanah, and the son of Jehoram, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zuph, and Ephrathite. And he had two wives, all right? The name of the one was Hannah, and the name of the other was Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. And this man went up out of the city early to worship and to sacrifice unto the Lord of hosts of Shiloh. So you think men are married unto the Lord, man? Okay. Our when we're locked in, our main focus is the Lord. When you women are locked in, your main focus is the man, and a man can have multiple wives. I don't know why you can't see that. You women know, they know, but like I said, you've been indoctrinated to think that a man can't have multiple wives. Why do you think the Lord made more women than men in the world? It's like you have to go back and do simple math for these women to even to see it, and then once they see it, they act like it's that's not how the thing is. The two sons of Eli, Hophni, Phinehas, and the priest and the Lord were there at the time. Okay, let's drop down to verse 5. But unto Hannah he gave worthy portion for he loved Hannah, but the Lord had shut up her womb, and her adversity also provoked her sore, for to make her fret, because the Lord had shut up her womb, right? And as he did years by year, but when she went up to the house of the Lord, so she provoked her. Therefore she wept and did not eat, right? So these women were making fun of her because she couldn't have children. Because back then, that was a big thing. Even growing up in the Caribbean in the 90s, that was the thing. If you couldn't have children as a woman, you would get made fun of. You better not get into any argument with other women. They will tell you how much you can't have children and all that shit. So this is a thing. This is the thing amongst the Hebrews. It's always been a thing, right? Here, not so much so because everyone's spread out. But if you're in a village or in a city where it's all Israelites, oh, you will hear about it, right? And when you read the scriptures, you know these people are our people just by characteristics, the way they act, right? The way they move, the way they talk, right? Uh, they're very dramatic. They're lively, right? So this is an example of that, right? I'm not even going to go into Solomon, okay, and King David. You know what? Let me get into that. King David, many wives, okay? And you're not David. But guess what? We're going to be under the covenant when the Heavenly Father is going to make David our king. All right? So we're going to do as our king does, as our king commands. David took wives in Hebron. He didn't take one, okay? He took many. And the men under David did the same thing. All right? They were, according to 2 Samuel, the 3rd chapter, they were Ahinoam, the Zerf elite, right? The Zerphilite, Abigail, the widow of Nabal, the Carmelite, Ma'acha, daughter of Talmi, king of Gershu, the Haggite, Abital, and Eglah. Those are just a little bit of the wives that he had. Okay, there's 10 concubines here. David's wives who suffered this punishment had not had himself. The women unfortunately affected were 10 concubines whom David left to take care of the palace, right? So that's 10 concubines he had there, right? Let's see. Is it against the Bible? The Bible to have multiple wives? Let's see what it says here. John Gill comments First Corinthians 7 states that polygyny is unlawful. How? And that one man is to have one wife, and to keep her, right? And to one woman is to have the one husband, and to keep him. And the wife only has the power over the husband's body and right to and make claim to use it in this power. Okay, those are the men that's dedicated to the church, right? Let a bishop have one wife. Okay, I'm gonna just put it like that. That's not what it's said. A bishop must be blameless. This is First Timothy, right? It says the bishop, not every Israelite man. A bishop, his plight or his lot is to serve the Lord and watch over the church also. Okay, not to have multiple wives, because if he has multiple wives, just like how the Levites, they had one wife, right? But the warrior tribes and all those other men, they had multiple. Must be blameless the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior. See, he has to be vigilant. If you have 2 and 3 wives, you cannot be vigilant watching over the Lord's house because you'll be tossed to and fro. Given to hospitality, apt to teach, not to give into wine. Okay? So it's not unlawful to have multiple wives according to the Bible. Right? Okay, so let me go back to her.
And came to me on my
Women
live.
like this who's finding it hard to have a husband, right? Because they have multiple children. They should be the one advocating for women, for men to date, to marry them with multiple, that has already have a wife. Okay? Because no one's gonna leave their the rightful mind. No one's gonna be in their rightful mind and go marry a woman with 4 children. Okay? So they should be advocating for this. Who's gonna, this Muslim woman was saying years ago, um, women with children, men don't really want them because they're looked at as low hanging fruit or whatever the case may be. I don't look at them as low hanging fruit because they're supposed to. This is their lot. They're supposed to bear children. But when the disconnect, like I said, is when these women come to you and demand shit like, you can't have other wives but me, right? You can't see other women but me, right? That's where the disconnect is, because you have no say in the matter, really, right? Your virginity is gone, right? Everything that's sacred about you is gone, really. You might not be able to pair bond due to the fact that you're already pair bonded with someone else. So many things to take into consideration dealing with a woman that has multiple children, right? But they'll come to you demanding things. But the only reason why they're acting like this is because of that whole jealousy factor, right? Women are jealous of other women, right? We saw it in the story of our forefather Jacob, right? He went through hell with these sisters, you know. But this is gonna humble you, women. Isaiah Isaiah 4. Isaiah 4 is coming back, man. Trust me. Isaiah, the 4th chapter, will be back into effect. Trust me about that. 4:1. And there's nothing you women can say about it, because you're gonna want to live. And that day 7 women shall take. This is Isaiah 4:1. And that day seven women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. Right? Let's see what that word reproach is, or reproach. Okay, it's address someone in such a way as to express disapproval and disappointment. All right, let's see what else we have here. Chide means to criticize adversely. Reproves implies and often kindly intent to correct fault. Right, to correct fault. What's their fault? They're gonna be left out here, man. Right, all that pride will be broken. The fault is the pride that they have. Okay, to criticize someone, they will be scrutinized in that day, because the men of the Lord are not gonna just take them. They will be vetted, and just like how you think you're vetting men, you will be vetted in this day. Okay, especially for long being successful or not doing what is expected, because in this society you're not doing what you're expected to. You're not being wives. You're not playing your part. Okay, you just think that because you're a woman you should just show up, and because you have vagina or whatever the case may be, to find fault with a person, group, etc. Blame, censor. Okay, this is you're gonna be put under the microscope, man. Right, in that day. Right, but it's in our laws to have multiple wives, and it's in our biology to have multiple wives. These women, they seem to not understand that. It's not that they don't understand that, because if you ask her mother, ask
And
this
said
woman's
that
mother, her mother knows, right? She's from a generation where they know. My grandmother, um, not to put her business out here, rest in peace. My grandfather came from the leeward side of the island with his wife. Him and his wife broke up. They had children together, and he went and he lived with my grandmother, right? While still married to his wife. They never left. right? And he had children with my mother, with he had children with my grandmother, right? Um, and that was his woman for years, right? And he went and he had children with another woman, and he was still with my grandmother. So back then women understood these things, and you're gonna say, oh, because you know those women were broken. No, they weren't broken. They were. The funny thing is, those women were more women than these new generation of chicks that's out here. They understood that a man can have multiple wives. They understood these things, and they never got that much jealous to the point where they kick you out of the house or stuff like that. Even if they kick you out of the house, guess what? He can go to the next wife until she calm the hell down. Okay? Because they understand, or they understood the assignment back then. But these new generation of women, they'll have 4 or 5 children, and next thing you know, they're leaving their husbands just because he stepped out and slept with one woman, right? The fashion of this world. Okay, this guess what's gonna go with that? The fashion of this world, monogamy for the man. This is 1 Corinthians 7:31, and they use and says here, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. What's the fashion of this world? Monogamy. Okay, let's see what fashion means. The manner of something, of doing something, right? The manner of doing marriages is gonna pass away. Okay, and the Lord said, "Be fruitful." So like yeah. When the Lord said, "Be fruitful and multiply," let's get that. Genesis 1, right? And it says, and the Lord blessed them. Who's the them? The Adam. Okay, Adam and Eve, right? The Adamites back then. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it. Who do you think he gave this order to? Okay, and have dominion over the fish and of the sea and of all the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Right? Them. Pronoun as a subject of a verb or preposition to refer to to two or more people or things previously mentioned or easily identified. Okay, that's what them. So it's plural. All right, let's go back. Right, if you think one man to one woman is gonna be fruitful and multiply, you sadly mistaken. How many children can a woman really give a man? Right, in order for a world to be subdued and replenished, it has to be a man with multiple wives. Right, that's the only way the planet Earth can be multiplied with people in it. Okay, so I don't understand why you women keep talking about one wife, one woman, one wife, one husband. It's stupid. Okay, because if you're looking at the economical side of it, it's very very feasible for
all men.
um for um for a man to have multiple families, right? It saves money. You can go into the pros, man. Right? The only con is gonna come from this is just jealousy. That's it, really. But if these women are on point, they'll be fine, right? But this woman with 4 children, she should be the last person talking about monogamy when it comes to a man, really, because no man's gonna marry you with 4 children unless he's down, down, down. Okay, or have no damn self-esteem. You should be the second wife or the third wife. That's how these things happen. That's how these things go, whether you want to agree with it or not. Shalom.